Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, hashtag love all, serve others. In this video, I've named it, How Do I Study Bitcoin and Cryptos? 50 Ways. So I'm actually going to give you 50 plus ways to start down the rabbit hole. And it's just an extremely value-packed video. Please demolish that like button. One way that you can truly help me is by doing that and sharing this video. I'm going to leave a future link to videos that will follow this up, but the 50 ways that I'm going to give you where you can study Bitcoin and cryptos, I've sectioned off into about 7 different sections. And in the time for this video, I'm just going to be able to say about one sentence about each one. But they're divided up into financial, technical analysis, trading, thought leaders, YouTube, and then also personalities, Bitcoin OG, real estate investing, and news. So I'm just going to get started rat-a-tat-tat. And these are not in any specific order as far as greatest to worst. I know I'm going to miss some people, but I did do a significant amount of study to come up with these 50 plus. Anytime that I can sit down and think it through in an hour or even 10 minutes, I could probably add another 5 to 10 people to this list. But absolutely, positively, if you want to learn and study about Bitcoin and cryptos, this is a great way to get started. I will say the first one is probably the most important, and that has to do with the fundamental and philosophical reasons for Bitcoin, what is good about it, and the foundations. And that has to do with the Robert Breedlove. If you YouTube him, Robert Breedlove, but then on his YouTube channel, go to the playlist section, and then he has a playlist as far as series. Go to the Michael Saylor series or the Saylor series. It's spelled Saylor. So Robert Breedlove, just a fantastic economic mind in his own right. But as he interviews Michael Saylor right now is truly what most people think is consensus is a preeminent thought leader. And in that Saylor series, I mean, in Robert Breedlove's channel, he has named it "What is Money?" So it kind of gives you a heads up as far as how they approach it. The Saylor series really begins with first principles, a study in first principles, looking at it even from a thermonuclear and energy, a foundational, philosophical, humanitarian, all kinds of aspects. But also Mark Yusko, it's Yusko. His YouTube channel is called Around the World with Yusko. Another to back up a half a step on Robert Breedlove's. Also check out the Booth series, Booth. That's Jeff Booth, an incredible technical and intellectual mind. He's written a book that's called The Price of Tomorrow. And I mentioned Mark Yusko. Also Anthony Pompliano has really good financial and market information, and he's devoted almost every day or even twice a day. Of course, the Rich Dad channel with Robert Kiyosaki. Simon Dixon, he has some great financial background, and he actually wrote the first book that mentions Bitcoin. So the Simon Dixon channel, that's spelled Dixon. Max Kaiser is an OG, but he is just extensive experience in the financial and economic industry, and he's an OG because he's been promoting it since Bitcoin was about $1. George Gammon, Gammon, very, very good. He gives you 3 points, okay? And he does a lot with the chalkboard, or the digital chalkboard, so to speak. Raoul Paul, or that's spelled Raoul. And Paul, I think it's spelled Pal, but he innovated the Real Vision YouTube channel. Very, very high value, very robust channel. The TIP is one of the most underrated. It stands for The Investors Podcast. That's headed up by Preston Pysh. Pysh, it's spelled Pysh. Jim Rickards, just a phenomenal economic mind, and he was integral with some of the meetings that were going on back in the 2008 GFC, the global financial crisis. I understand he was in the room and helping to guide and discuss the strategy going forward. Dan Pena, Pena, very edgy. They call him the $1 trillion man now, I think, because he's helped other people to gain revenues of over $1 trillion through his teaching. He owns an island and a castle, I guess. Very interesting individual, to say the least. Okay, so that's also under the financial, Mark Moss, Moss. Caitlin Long is doing some phenomenal work. She has a lot of experience in Wall Street, but she is heading out in Wyoming, which has become a hub for this industry. She's got a lot of things passed through the legislature in that state that are just invaluable for our industry. No fractional reserve lending or no reserve. Just some breakthrough things having to do with the banking industry. Garrett Gunderson, that's Garrett Gunderson, incredible. I mean, that guy has some great books that he's written. Killing Sacred Cows, What Would the Rockefellers Do, What Would the Billionaires Do, and he's really opened up my mind to the notion of leaving behind a trust to program what your wishes are for your posterity. Very powerful information that he has. Bill Barhydt, Barhydt, the CEO of Abra, ABRA, and also Doug Casey, just very, very good economic and financial mind. Okay, moving over to the technical analysis, Will Clemente. He's highly associated with Anthony Pompliano. This young man is so phenomenal. He's another person where when you hear his technical analysis, the guy is just like so great to listen to and spot on. You can hardly, expect to put up an argument against what he says. Willie Woo, WOO, incredible technical analysis and very well regarded in the industry. Also, the channel Token Metrics, they employ AI, robotics, machine learning, all kinds of things to give you an edge there. Okay, moving over to trading, bar none. The guy who's head and shoulders above the rest is Chris Dunn, Dunn. And he was very successful even before Bitcoin even launched. Lark Davis is really good for that also. Eric Crown Crypto. The Crown is spelled Krown. Just watch one of his videos and you'll see what I'm saying. Alex Lorenzo, I highly recommend because of his authenticity. He will refuse to take any sponsorship, which in that sense I really, really respect. Personally, SatoshiConomy the same way. I mean, I'm not up to the level of popularity as far as Alex Lorenzo is, but even if I was, I would refuse any sponsorships. Crypto Wendy O. Wow, just very, very good dedication and knowledge and immersion in the crypto and trading industry. Alex Becker is edgy and very successful. He has some really, really good trading videos. Okay, YouTube channels, Plot 11. That's very, very good for getting some foundational and historical information about Bitcoin. Coin Bureau, I think, is the number one in this Bitcoin and peer-to-peer and crypto, has by far a really good lead as far as the most popular in YouTube. Real Vision, I mentioned before. Alex Mashinsky, oops, that's he's a thought leader. Um, Also got to mention as far as YouTube, cryptos are us. Now I'm going to shift over to thought leaders. Michael Saylor, Saylor. He has hope.com. He offers also college level free courses. I mean, YouTube is so phenomenal. It's dematerialized the education truly. And I am honored to be able to be on there. Robert Breedlove, I mentioned. Trace Mayer, Mayer, he was promoting Bitcoin at 25 cents. He hasn't done much content on there recently, but also Nick Carter, he's on Twitter. That's NIC Carter, Carter. He's a hedge fund CEO, I believe. Um, the name eludes me. Castle Rogers, I think. I could be wrong. Also, Dan Held, bar none. I mean, he's a great thought leader. HELD. He's very got a lot of followers on Twitter and also on LinkedIn. He also has a YouTube channel. For news, TMI stands for The Modern Investor. This guy has been so dedicated every day for years, and because of his immersion and study in the industry, he usually puts out 20 to 30 minutes, maybe sometimes longer, but is well worth listening to. For personalities, very interesting man is Gerald Celente. He really can practically predict the future, and he doesn't hold back as far as calling out people, shall we say, from the traditional financial system and the Ponzi fanatics. Bitcoin Meister is quirky, but also very, very worthwhile to listen to some of his stuff. And of course, just take everybody's different. Some people will like some of these suggestions, some people won't, but you most definitely will be able to find something that you will find be very valuable for your own taste to go down to. Mike Maloney has a series that is probably 5 to 8 years old. Probably more like 7 or 8 years old. It's called The Secrets of Money, and he's expanded on that, but is very well worth the study on that. He explains how money is created, and the videos are very high quality. David Morgan is a silver expert. David Icke is not on YouTube anymore because he's so controversial, and I kind of put a disclaimer behind mentioning him. It's ICKE. You can find him on BitChute.com. That's a alternative YouTube, so to speak. But he is definitely worth listening to as far as getting some objectivity. And so, word of disclaimer on that. Jordan Peterson, also RFK Jr. I think he may have been banned off of YouTube. You can find him on BitChute.com. RFK Jr. is a very successful lawyer in his own right on the East Coast there, in that area. He is the son of RFK, who ran for president, was assassinated during his successful campaigning for the presidency in '68. Gary V, incredible talent as far as advertising, very much well worth the while listening to his stuff. Also, Richard Hart, Heart, is extremely intelligent and very, very opinionated. Bitcoin OGs, I mentioned Trace Mayer, also Andreas Antonopoulos. So if you Google Antonop, a double A for Andreas Antonopoulos, but Antonop. Mad Bitcoins is a very early running YouTube channel. Simon Dixon, I mentioned, but he's also got a YouTube channel, but he's definitely OG. This guy, Jameson Lopp, Lopp, has one of the most robust historical and valuable websites. you'll see what I mean when you land on him. I think it's jamesonlop.com, but you can see his YouTube channel and links from there. Crypto Love, very old school, very early YouTube channel for Bitcoin. For real estate investing, heads and shoulders above the rest is Ken McElroy. It's MC capital K ELROY. So that's exhausted pretty much everyone I wanted to mention here. Please smash the like button, and if you find that much value, share it with people. That would really help the algorithm and help me to get a lot of views on something that I think is extremely valuable content. Just to get, I don't see anybody else doing something like this out there. So to have 50 plus sites for those of you who are just getting into Bitcoin and cryptos and peer-to-peer and metaverse, gaming, NFT, that niche, these are some great ways to get started to find out really what's going on in some high quality, very, I mean, everybody I mentioned here as far is they have a lot of followers and there's a lot of consensus in the Bitcoin and peer-to-peer industry. So hashtag love all, serve others. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. Until next time, peace. Again, I can't remember. Oh, there we go.